All of these overnight cues impact our own markets. Our research team joins in with how the trade setup looks like and the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for this morning. First up, Vivek will tell us all the market cues that you need to watch out for. Vivek, good morning. After that session yesterday with some really extreme earnings reactions, what's the setup looking like today?
Well, good morning. You're absolutely right. The kind of earnings reactions we saw, even amongst the large cap names was quite extreme yesterday. Now, going into trade today, like we just mentioned at the start of the show, it's been a subdued handover as far as Wall Street is concerned. The other worry as far as the Indian markets are concerned is the fact that crude oil prices, after almost an 8% fall last week, yesterday bounced back by close to 2%. So Brent futures now hovering a little over the $74 a barrel mark. Now, talking about the Indian markets yesterday, along with this very sharp earnings reactions, what did you actually see? Opening gains, but markets failed to hold on to the opening gains. The broader end of the market saw significant underperformance. The advanced decline ratio was skewed largely and very strongly in favor of the declines. The other important problem was that there was significant divergence as far as the Nifty Bank constituents was concerned. While at one end, HDFC Bank did quite well, Kotak Mahindra Bank, RBL Bank dragged the index, significantly lower on the back of very weak earnings and very sharp reactions negatively to the kind of earnings that they did. Another important rebound yesterday was as far as Bajaj Auto was concerned. The management came on CNBC TV18. They went ahead and clarified as far as festive demand was concerned, and a very sharp intraday rebound is what you saw. What is the key event to watch out for today? Well, Hyundai Motors listing is there today. Watch out for the kind of listing that particular company has on D Street, and along with that, any impact as far as the auto space and the auto sector is concerned will be very important to watch out for today. Earnings reactions that we were expecting, City Union Bank, Cyient DLM, and all of them will react. Along with that, key earnings today, Bajaj Finance, Amber Enterprises. Remember yesterday, the very sharp mover yesterday ahead of the earnings. Coforge, Asian markets, GIFT Nifty, all of them indicating a subdued start for our own markets.
Earnings heavy day, as I just mentioned at the start of the show. Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Over to Vinny now, who would list out all the stocks that you need to watch out for today. Vinny, good morning. All eyes will be on Hyundai, but what's on your list?
Absolutely, all eyes are going to be on Hyundai, but I'm going to talk about some of the other earnings that are going to be in focus that were reported post-market hours. Bajaj Housing Finance, a decent set of numbers that's come in from the company, quite stable. NII up by almost around 12.95% on a year-on-year basis. Quarter-on-quarter basis also we are seeing an improvement. Profits seeing an improvement of around 20.9% on a year-on-year basis. NIMs 4.1% versus 4.4% YOY, while GNPA is remained quite stable, largely stable on a quarter-on-quarter basis, so keeping an eye on that. Also, we have 361 WAM, which is going to be in focus. Missed the estimates of the street. Revenue was down by 2%, mainly impacted by transaction and broking income, which was down 15%, while recurring revenue also saw a bit of a decline. So there was some bit of a pressure in terms of revenue. Profits very muted at 1% growth on a sequential basis. Cyient DLM in line set of numbers largely, but profit was something that we saw a miss in. Profits was just up by 5%. Estimates were much higher. Revenue saw an increase of 33%. Margins, that's where the stability comes in. 8.12%, I beg your pardon, versus 8% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. Moving on, we also have Nelco, which is in focus. Now, profits of the company saw a decline of around 28%. Revenue saw a growth of 7.7%, but margins, that's where the pressure came in. So operationally, a weak performance from Nelco. Jana Small Finance Bank, NII seeing an improvement, profits seeing an improvement, but GNPA, that's why we're keeping an eye out on, because some bit of a deterioration seems like that's coming from the GNPA front. Lemon Tree is in focus on the back of the company signing an lease agreement for 72 rooms in Karnataka, and Eicher Motors, as Royal Enfield has started operations in Bangladesh with the inauguration of its flagship showroom, so keeping an eye out on that.
Vinny, thanks a lot for that update. And finally, Sudarshan joins in with cues from the F&O space. Sudarshan, we are back to those levels on the lower end of the range. What's the setup on the F&O cues looking like?
Morning, Harmaz, that's correct. So if you talk about yesterday's trade, if you talk about the Sensex, on the level of Sensex and Nifty, it was not a major fall. The severity of fall, if you want to see, it was a mid-cap, where mid-cap index saw a fall of more than 1,000 points. And for today also, after weak global cues or like subdued global cues, GIFT Nifty is indicating a start with minor gains. Talking about institutional flows, we continue to see FIs selling. FIs have sold more than rupees 2,000 crore, while DIs have bought more than rupees 3,000 crore. But if you talk about the month of October, till now, FIs have sold more than rupees 82,000 crore. That is the highest for this month. Like for 1 month, that is going to be the highest FI selling that we have ever seen. and this is consecutively for 16 sessions. Talking about the index futures, here also FIs have sold more than rupees 300 crore and they have cut long positions by almost 3,400 contracts. At the same time, they have added contracts of more than 2,300, and with this, long exposure now stands at 33%. On the client side, we continue to see addition of long contracts. Net long contracts now stands at 2.3 lakhs with exposure stands at 64%. On the options front, on the call side, 25,000, 24,200 call options were active, and on the put side, 24,700 put was active, where we saw addition of almost 14 lakh shares with premium 162. And with this, important levels for Nifty, support is seen somewhere around 24,700 and resistance 24,950 to 25,000. Stocks in focus, the stocks which are new in the band are India Mart, Manappuram, Piramal Enterprises, RBL Bank, and stocks which are out of band are Nalco and Tata Chemicals. So keep an eye on these stocks.
Sudarshan, thanks a lot for that FNO update as well. Plenty of stocks in and out of the FNO band, so keep an eye out on all of them. Time